Okay, so continuing on talking about combat, we're going to look at some of the specific combat variables that can affect the results. Make sure you watch the previous video about the basics of combat itself so you understand the concepts that we're going over here now. Now, when we were talking about generating wounds earlier, there are some units that can potentially have armor, like this CC team here, and it's designated by that green shield icon up next to its wound counters. When you have a unit, and this can be your units or the enemy units that can have armor, this gives them the ability to potentially stop wounds coming through. It doesn't guarantee it, but it does give you the chance. So what happens when you have a unit like this that has armor, you're going to do a random number generation again to see if their armor stops the wound that's assigned to it. So it can only stop a maximum of 1 per armor icon. This CC team has 1. So as an example, if they were assigned 2 wounds, 1 wound would go through automatically, and then they would do the random number generation for the armor check for the other wound. On a result of a 4 or higher, the armor has stopped the wound, and then you just remove it. If you get a lower result, then obviously the wound would go through as normal. There are some units that have armor-piercing weapons, and as such, they're going to generate these AP wounds. And an AP wound will not be stopped by the armor that we were previously discussing, like for the CC team or for an enemy unit. So make sure you keep that in mind. If it's a weapon that generates AP wounds, that you use the AP wound counter. And if it's assigned to a unit that has armor, then you're going to ignore that armor when resolving this type of wound.